strangers at the same time. Joseph was one of them. I mean, we decided to make a few good parties when he got to know that we were musicians and we DJ and stuff. And Joseph also was the promoter. Like, we used to design the posters and flyers and distribute it in the town. Like, when we got to know each other more, like, I got to understand like where he came from and what kind of stuff that he has gone through in life and what he's looking for, what's his mission, apart from the fact that he was a splendid writer. Simplicity is Joseph, so when he writes, his words are simple, his lines are simple, he talks about simple stuff, but having an incredible amount of moral to give an impact to any reader. You know, it's simple stuff, and when you read it, you think like, oh, I never thought about it. Like, I've been so busy with other things as well.
Just finally.
Was his depression over after your meeting?
Well, it's, you know, depression, the way it works, it's very difficult to define it, because yes, in a moment you can be happy, right? But then a moment after you can go back to the same. See, the way you fight depression, it's you do it constantly, because I tell you, like, my life is it's a miracle in the sense that let me show you here. There is no, it's this one here. Okay, I just took a book. This was under the camera, so I had to kind of pull it out. It's one of my many books. I wrote 15 books actually, and this is called Lower Waist Loves. And this is the story of when my wife left me. She just stopped loving me, I would say, because, you know, when you decide to go away from someone, it's because you stop loving someone. And there is nothing wrong with it. I mean, it's, you know, it happens, and she just stopped loving me. But the pain I felt in that moment, it was crushing me. It's like, I mean, I was depressed, suicidal as well, but it only lasted 3 months, see. But in those 3 months, I would cry the whole day, the whole night, and I don't know if I would sleep at all, because it seemed like I never slept. You know, even if I did it, it didn't feel like I was really sleeping, you know. And I had no idea how to get out of this depression. But one thing I can tell you, I would not take any medication, and I would not even go and see a psychiatrist or psychologist. I'm not saying that they're no good, okay? Don't get me wrong. That was me, because I knew that I knew more than they did, actually, because I knew what I had to do to get out of it, and what they could tell me, it wasn't good enough, you know. So I needed something more than just somebody who has studied books, and so I knew that I need a miracle. That's why I didn't go to them, because I didn't think they could give me a miracle. And the miracle, I had to give it to myself. And so I made a trip. I packed my bag, still crying, you know, putting my clothes inside the bag, and I took off for Miami. I just thought, if I go alone in this trip, I'm sure I will find something to help me to overcome this terrible pain. Because what's this? Either I conquer the pain, or the pain will conquer me and destroy me. I was one or the other, you know. Either I make something beautiful with this pain, you know, or the pain is just gonna kill me. But I had to do everything I could in my power anyway. And I just had to get away from the place I was, because just the place itself, it was giving me too many memories, you know. And so I drove the car, and I couldn't even cross the border. I can't believe it. It's like I get to the border, and the officer in the immigration, in the American immigration, he wouldn't let me in. And the reason he didn't want to let me in was because I told him I was going 6 months in the States, and right away he was suspicious that why 6 months? I thought, well, I just want to be there, I just want to go. And then he asked me, what's your job? I said, I do construction work. Oh, really? That's no good. So, why? He thought I was going to go to work in the United States, and therefore he wouldn't want to let me go in. And then I said to him something that I wrote books. I'm also a writer, and I'm going there just because I wanted to have some inspiration and maybe help people with my writings. So, and the answer was no. And then I did something very, very strange. I talked to him about God. It's something that I would never do, like, in an office with, like a police, and it's not something I would normally do to immigration. But somehow I look at him as a person, and I tell him these words, this exact words. I say, I'm going there to do some good. I'm not going there to make money or to work, but I just wanted to give some hope. And I show him one of my books. It's not this one, it's a different book. It's called, it's about relationship, it's about marriage actually, because that was my thing at the moment, is to learn about how to love women, and how to forgive, and how to be a good person. So, and I told him, if he doesn't allow me to go in, he will prevent all these beautiful things from happening, because if I'm not there, then it means I'm not going to be there, and I'm not going to meet these people, and if somebody has need of me, then he has stopped this historical event to take place. It's like he prevents my destiny to unfold. It's between you and God, I told him. If you don't allow me, then you're going to have to answer God one day why you didn't allow Joseph to go through it. Anyway, he becomes so serious. When I see this, he becomes very, very serious. So I told him I was going to go home and just forget it. I'm not going to the States anymore. That's what I told him. And then when I said this, he said to me, could you please step outside the office for a few minutes with me? I said, sure. So I didn't know why he was asking me that. So I go outside the office and say, listen, you don't have to go home. Just go to another border, and this time don't tell them that you're going for 6 months, and don't tell you do construction work. Just say something else. Just say you're going for 2 weeks on vacation, and you should be able to go in. But don't go home. Just keep trying. Go again. And when he said that, I had to do it. I was ready to go home and forget about it. But because he said that, now I believe that there was something driving me, And so I went again to a different border. So I drove again, and I was crying, and I was so emotional. But I didn't mind. I liked to cry, because I thought it would be good for me just to feel close to God. Because when your heart is so broken, it's something very, very special. You cannot put in the word unless you felt this before, and then you know what I'm talking about. Anyway, I arrived to Miami, okay, and I don't even know where I was going. I got lost, and I said, oh my God, what am I gonna do here? I went to an area that was completely like a depressed place, and I said, what can I do here? And so I just, I stopped the car and said, oh my God, I could not find a place to sleep, because everything I tried, it was either like $100 a night, or it was full. I said, I don't want to pay $100 for a room, it's too much, And then, in all the cheap places, they were all full. And I was so tired because of the trip. It took me like 3 days to get there with the car. I don't travel very fast anyway, I travel very slow. My daughter, she knows how slow I drive. Anyway, so I stopped the car, and now I put God to the test again. You know, because I have nothing to lose, and I mean, I have no friends. I'm not super smart either, you know. Because if I had been smart, I would have booked a place in advance, you know. But I didn't do any of those things. So I had some money, you know. But if I pay $100, my money will run out too quickly. So I need to be very wise how to spend it. So I stay in the car and I make one prayer. I say, God, I've been going around and I cannot find a room, but in the next 5 minutes, if I don't find a room, a place to sleep, I'm gonna sleep inside the car, and the next morning I'm gonna go back to Montreal, Canada. I'm just too tired, I cannot do it alone. I just need somebody to help me, please. You know, I'm here. And so, I start the car, and I go one more time. That's my last time, because I went around already, I stopped counting, but this is the last time. If I don't find something in this thing, then I'm going to sleep in the car and go home. I mean, what can I find? You know, it's like, I mean, I already done the round so many times. What can I expect to find? You know, it's like, it's crazy. What can I see anymore? And my eyes goes to this light. There is a light there. It's going like this. It's flashing. I said, oh, maybe that's the sign, you know. I said, I cannot go inside this light, okay? So I go inside, and I'm gonna see if somebody can help me with a room. Because that was my idea. I go there, because it's not a hotel, you know. It's just like I don't know what it is. It's just a light, you know. So I go in, and I find all these people sitting down on chairs, like they're waiting for something. And I'm trying to figure out, what is this place?
They've been waiting for you.
Well, indirectly, yes. It's a soup kitchen. They are like homeless people in this building waiting for a meal, for dinner, you know, because they're going to eat there. So they have no money, of course, and they just eat in there, you know. And now I'm feel a bit embarrassed. I'm uncomfortable because I'm asking the guy who is on the top there, seems to be in charge, if he can help me to find a room, an hotel room. But then I'm looking and I realize these are like homeless people, you know, because you can tell. Well, you know, it's like, so I don't really know how to. I'm trying to whisper it, you know, so they don't hear me, you know, because it seems like odd, you know. Everyone is homeless and I just want to have a room for myself, you know. So, but the guy doesn't even listen to me. He said to me to sit down. So, oh, just sit down for now. I will talk to you later. And he looks at me and I look like a homeless myself because I'm so tired. I hardly slept in the car. And I'm dirty, I need a shower. So probably he thought I was homeless as well. You know? So I'm sitting down and I'm listening to this music, you know, they're playing some music. And suddenly I hear this voice like a drum, you know, boom, boom, inside. It's like it's knocking in my heart, you know. And then, see, I learned to listen, you know, because sometimes we are so full of ourselves and our own thoughts that we don't listen to this small voice inside the heart. So I learned to listen. And we're saying, I would like you to talk to these people. I said, what? Yes, you're here because I want you to talk to these people. So, 2 minutes left? Yes. So I have never done this. It was my first time. I never talked to anybody like that in public like this. So I told the guy, could I say some words to these people? He said, yeah, sure, go ahead and talk to them, whatever you want to say. So I look straight in their faces and say, I don't know your story, and you don't know my story, but I know that we both have suffered. But suffering is not something bad. You can use this pain to make you a better person, to make you stronger. So anyway, I talked to them for about 10 minutes, and I can't even remember everything was said in the moment, but I remember the look in their face. It was like they were all glued to my eyes and my face, and then they wanted my book because I had the book with me, so everybody wanted the book. I gave it to everyone, but it wasn't just having this book with me. It was just like that they felt that I understood them, and I touched the heart. They told me, it's like, you touch our hearts with your words. So, and that was just the beginning, of my transformation. And then after that, they helped me with the room. I found the room. They helped me. They themselves helped me. So we know a room. You can get it for a very cheap room. So I get the room. I slept, and in the morning I felt so